everyone, it's Melissa, and today I just wanted to chat about a few random things. This is something that I might be doing more frequently on my channel because sometimes I just have like random thoughts about books, or someone on BookTube has started a discussion and I want to talk about it more than I can really get into just commenting on their videos. And this is kind of mashing together, I guess, two things that I like watching. One of them being like Friday Reads videos, where people just kind of talk about their latest reads and what books they've been reading, and little snippets and that kind of thing. And also, I really enjoy Brian from Bookish, his weekly Saturday hodgepodge, where he kind of does it like similar to a Friday Reads, where he's talking about what he's just read and what he's currently reading, but also his random thoughts. And so this is very much a la Brian's Saturday hodgepodge. I hope he doesn't care that I've basically stolen his format. I don't think he will mind. But yeah, it's something that I'm not committing to every week. I'm not even sure what I am titling this video, but it'll be just kind of like a weekly catch-up / random bookish thoughts, or thoughts about other things maybe. So let's start with what I've been reading lately. So I'm kind of in the middle of nonfiction November, and for that I've been listening to Men We Reaped on audiobook, and it's very poignant and intense, as I expected it to be. So this is a memoir by Jesmyn Ward, and it's framed around a period in her life where she lost, I can't even remember if it's 4 or 5 men, young men in her life in the span of 4 years. And that's kind of the framework of the memoir, but it also goes back to her childhood and kind of lets you learn about these people. And it's, like I said, very intense, but really, really interesting. And I'm probably actually going to finish that up really soon. And I'll probably finish it before I post this, but I am really enjoying it, and it is kind of equal measures like heartbreaking but also nostalgic. She talks about childhood and friendship and family in a really beautiful and warm way, and I really am enjoying that. Something else I've been reading as part of Nonfiction November is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. So I'm reading about 2 essays from that a day on average. The first few were more about like Roxane Gay. Personally, like there's a section just called Me, and so it's not really necessarily strongly related to feminism. She talks about it a little bit, but it's just to kind of give you a snapshot of who she is as a person. One of the essays was about her time partaking in like competitive Scrabble tournaments, which I thought was really interesting. And I'm almost finished the first kind of like big section, which is about sexuality and gender. And I just really love Roxane Gay's tone and how she talks about feminism and how she talks about anything really. She's just, she's got a really, a voice that I just connect with very easily. And she just comes across as such a normal person. I know that's weird to say, but I think sometimes we hold like writers to these really weird standards and put them on a pedestal and think that they know everything about everything maybe, or there's elitism there maybe or something, but she just comes across as just someone that you could just talk to in real life. And I just love her turn of phrase and how she writes. So I've been really enjoying that. And I just finished a book that I'm not actually going to say too much about. I wasn't going to review it at all, but I've got a lot of thoughts, so I think I am going to maybe do a separate video about this. It's going to be kind of a ranty video, but I just finished a book that was absolutely god-awful. And it has like a 4-star rating on Goodreads, and I don't know how. Actually, I'm going to check and see real quick. It has over 100,000 ratings, and it has over a 4-star. I don't know how. It was bad. It was bad in a lot of different and completely separate ways. It was kind of mind-boggling how much like people seem to like this book. So yeah, I'm not going to say anything else because I think I am going to make a video dedicated on this book. I haven't even, I have so many feelings about it that I didn't even post a review on Goodreads yet, but I'm going to because I need to tell people how I feel about it. So you can look forward to a rant at some point if that's the kind of thing you're into. If you're more of the type of person who enjoys a more positive atmosphere to their videos and don't want to see books absolutely torn apart, then maybe don't watch that video because I have very, very strong feelings about it. So yeah, that will be coming up whenever. That might take me a while because I think I need to like actually write down my thoughts for this one. And there's like a TV show I want to compare it to because it actually has a very similar premise to one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and so I thought I would like it, but I did not. So I might compare and contrast. We'll see what I end up doing with that. So those are kind of like my currently reading. Oh no, I didn't mention I am also currently reading Frankenstein. I probably also will be done that by the time I post this. It takes me a while to get to editing and stuff. I have a young family and just time is precious, you know? But not exactly what I was expecting, kind of like 50-50 what I was expecting, but very much enjoying it so far. My favorite part, I have to say, is the moment where Victor Frankenstein, like the monster, like he's successful and the monster, like the corpse becomes animated. So like the monster opens one of his eyes and his limbs start to move, and Victor Frankenstein for like a brief second is like elated that his experiment worked, and then like basically a second later is absolutely horrified and he just bolts, like he just takes off. He's like, whoa crap, and just leaves. And like he kind of peeks in the room and the like creature monster is like starting to sit up and is like making like unintelligible like noises, and he's like, oh man, like I gotta get the hell out of here. And so he just like leaves his apartment. He just takes off and roams around the town or whatever. And then he comes back and he's like all scared to like run into this creature. And so he's like looking around his house. And then the monster's like gone. And Frankenstein's like reaction to this is like, oh phew, he's gone. Like what? This thing's just like on the loose, dude. Anyway, that part actually gave me a little bit of the giggles. I thought it was like the whole little passage of him like opening his eye and being animated was actually like pretty creepy, I have to say, but I did get the giggles when he like Frankenstein just bolted. I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about, this might be a little bit old news now because it happened like a couple of weeks ago, but I've been kind of like thinking about it a lot. So Scott and Nell from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot had posted a video, which I will link below, about basically asking the question, are tags, like are book tags, like filler content, like and just kind of, they were just kind of discussing, I don't think they really came to any firm conclusions, they were just starting a conversation, but they were kind of talking about like the value of tags and like why they do tags. And I mean, this is coming from a couple people who have admitted in that video that they do a lot of tags and post a lot of tags, and it got me thinking a lot about tags because I do a fair amount of tags, and I have to admit sometimes it is filler for me just as a newer channel getting my footing. It can be a really easy thing to do where I don't have to think too hard. There's a set defined list of questions and I can just rattle off a book at the top of my head, or if I want to think about it a little bit beforehand, I can do that. And and it's kind of just like a fun thing to do too. So, and it can also be interesting to hear other people who you kind of befriend on BookTube, what books they will choose for those same questions. So like that can be kind of interesting. But it can be, I'll admit, a bit of like frivolous fun, and like what's the value in that content besides just kind of like almost like having a chat with your friends over the internet of like, what did you pick for number one? Like what book would you pick for that? That's kind of the general feeling I get from like a lot of those tags. But when they posted that video, it really got me thinking a lot more about like tags and why I do them. And a lot of the time it's filler. A lot of the time it's just because I think it's really fun. But I think there is a distinction in the, not 100%, but there's a bit of a distinction in the tags that I do personally on my channel and the tags that I prefer to watch. And so that kind of got me thinking a little bit as well, because why would I post something that maybe I wouldn't want to watch? And it really had me mulling over like what the value of a tag is, or what its purpose is, like what you're trying to say with a tag, besides just being a bit of frivolous fun. Are there any other ways that we can be using tags? Like what tags exist out there that maybe go a little bit deeper, or start more of a discussion? And they kind of mentioned like the DNF tag that they had done had like started more of a discussion. And I know Roz's response to that, the Riri tag, like that's started conversation. And I'm sure there are many other tags out there that also kind of start more conversations and are not just kind of like one-off little like, here's my list of 10 books for that tag. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting discussion that's been going around. So I kind of see like two types of tag, right? You have the ones that kind of start those discussions, and then the other types that are just like a bit of fun. But kind of a byproduct of tags in general are like introductions to the BookTube community. And I'm not just talking about the BookTube newbie tag, but doing a tag that has like a known tag that people are going to be searching, or that might get recommended because someone has already watched a tag with that name. It can help you get seen in the community and help get your name out there. So there's more maybe like selfish value of like, especially that's how I see them. I feel like I've got my footing under me a little bit more as I've been on BookTube for like quite a few months now, but it can be intimidating, and it's nice to have that kind of like template, and also it helps get your name out there a little bit more and people like might see you. Yeah, so I've just been thinking a lot about about book tags and like what they mean to the BookTube community, and like how sometimes we use it as like more like a conversation starter versus like just kind of like having a chat, like a back and forth with our friends kind of thing. And then as I've been thinking about this, Courtney, oh my gosh, I've forgotten, Courtney Ferreter, she had created a tag kind of like in response to this video. I'm trying to like see if I've written down what her tag is called. Her tag has some more kind of like more thoughtful questions than maybe your typical tag, more, maybe not thoughtful, more like introspective questions about your behaviors and preferences as a reader. I'll link it below. What was it called? The self-aware reader tag, I think is what it was called. So I will link that below. But anyway, so that's what I've been thinking about book-related recently. And I think this is probably a long enough video. So the next time I have just random bookish thoughts, I might throw one of these together. And hopefully you don't mind a little ramble every now and again. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I would love to have a chat with anything that I've talked about in the comments below, and we'll chat soon. Take care.